We may have a game on our hands.
Here it is. Okay, so we've got Dimid and Mr. Wyatt the Sapper. And I recognize this deck, JJ.
Yeah, I think I recognize this deck as well here too. We see we see a Ruby Shard along with those diamond cards there.
One ruby shard in that hand.
These starting
Ouch.
hands, holy cow. Yeah, okay, that's better now.
So, could this be one of those nightmare situations where you just realize you just forgot to put your other shard into your deck?
No, I don't think he quite ended up that badly here. He's just a
The nightmare is real though. That first hand showing a couple of angels and then an angel and two Drews with one shard. It's not good. And now no diamond and a double diamond threshold card sat there too.
If only he had a Shards of Fate, maybe he could have avoided this disaster.
But as Shards of Fate is a non-standard resource, there's only 4 copies to go around your entire team. So who gets it?
That's true. There's only so many. All right, so here we see Cirouss lead off with the Ruby Shard, passing it back to Future. Future is going to lead off with the Sapphire Shard and pass it back here to Cirouss as well. Then for Cyrus's turn.
Not the worst draw I've ever seen. I mean, it's at least has no threshold, right? If he gets any 2 shards, that's going to be a strong play for him. But he does need the Dimid to really make it kick off. He does need that charge power active.
Yep, he just plays the second Ruby Shard, passes it back to Future here.
Future does
My
reveal
money's
that
on
he
Reese.
is not. Future does reveal that he is not a mono Sapphire deck.
Yes, we see a diamond and we see a tunnel from Future. Now, there are no diamond tunneling troops. Any guesses on what that tunnel troop might be that Future's got?
Neo has it on Reese.
I mean, it could be a spy, but it's probably Reese.
Those are the generally two Sapphire tunneling troops you would expect in Constructed.
Yep, so we see for Cyrus's turn, he plays another Ruby Shard, and he's just going to pass it back here as well. Still no plays for him.
So he could be blowing all of our minds, and it could be a Mega Hulk. Who knows?
Looks like Future is going to just go ahead and get some time to add a tunnel counter to his troop. He's going to draw and play a Sapphire for his turn.
Likely not going to see a play here. Holding up the interrupts for Sapphire is generally what it wants to do when it's in this position. When the opponent hasn't played anything is probably the best time to be holding up interrupts. You can just knock them off their first play and then just go from there. It's a pretty scary situation to be in, actually, because now even if Cirouss does get the shards he needs... Oh,
ouch.
that was rough.
Well, unfortunately for Cirouss and people watching at home, we see that he does not draw the shard that he needs. In fact, quite the opposite there. One of the worst draws that he could have had in that spot. Looks like Cirouss is just going to be passing it back here on this turn.
Yeah, even if he does draw the shards he needs, likely the Sapphire deck is just going to be holding an answer at that point.
For as amazing that Angel of Dawn is when you draw him in the correct situation, which is almost every other time, having it in a threshold, without threshold, or on your first turn, or in your starting hand, isn't nearly ideal. But Cirouss does have a Crackling Bolt to kill the Eldritch Dreamer that has just been played.
Yeah, Crackling Bolt, one of the best answers to the Dreamer. But it looks like that's going to be it for Cirouss this turn, passing it back to Future. Future having the third tunnel. We do see a backup Dreamer getting played now as well. So
the problem now is, you know this is a Reese, and you know you've got the damage to kill a Reese in your hand, but you've also got that Dreamer sat there.
In true just-in-time fashion, drawing the Diamond Shard after the Angel of Dawn.
Opts to double burn the Dreamer instead of holding back for the Reese.
Yeah, it's kind of it's a no-win situation here, but it's either go for it now and know that you can kill off the Dreamer, or wait until Future gets his resources back and potentially has the counter.
Yeah, definitely the right way to go there, I think.
Since you definitely saw turn 3 no play, I mean, you have to assume that with his resources back, he will be able to protect Reese were he to attempt to double burn it.
There is the other option though, that you try and take the Reese out in order to bait the interrupt. So if you do get that resource next turn, you can put that Druze down.
So do we see the Reese come up from the tunneling? Since there are no troops in play, only one resource for Cyrus. Looks like Future's going to go ahead and attack.
Now, with a Soul Marble out, the moment of truth at the end of the turn, what does Future get? As Reese does create a worker bot at the end of his player's turn, but Reese coming out from underground does say that when you would create a worker bot, you get a random robot instead. Good news for
Turns out to be an
Cyrus.
Electroid.
That is one troop he does not have to worry about for now.
He does get that second diamond. He's got a lot of cards in hand. He hasn't played much. There is a strong chance this gets interrupted, and almost certainly if it doesn't, it will be returning to his hand next turn, I would say.
So if you know one of them's going to get interrupted, which one do
Interestingly
you lead
enough.
out with first?
I think they both have their merits. Druze can just go over things, obviously. It can block the Reese without trading, but then the Angel has the ability that it can just go over the top, right? And there are only a few things that Reese can make that's going to stop it.
And at the same time, if Cyrus is anticipating Future having an interrupt or some sort of troop bounce, the Angel is probably the better. I would say this is what I would choose as Druze, given that Cyrus is running Dimid is a large source of damage and health gain to offset what Reese is going to be doing. It's kind of a race at this point, and hoping Reese doesn't create anything too bad for Cyrus to deal with.
So here we see Future attacking again for his turn, at least thinking about it. He's got 3 counters on the marble, but
Yep.
only 6 resources in play currently. So we know that he can't level it up this time. He does decide to go ahead and Time Ripple the Angel back into Cyrus's hand and attack for 4 with the Reese. So Cyrus at 12 now. Future only gets an Inductocopter bot off of the Reese ability at the end of his turn.
Notably, that is one of 2 flight robots that you could get with Reese.
There are not a lot
That
of
is
flight
true.
options. That is definitely one of them.
I know this because I was in a situation where I needed a flight troop from Reese to win, and then did not get it, and was curious.
And so here it looks like Cyrus is going to go for the Druze Walker. We see Future say, okay, you got me. I don't have any counter magic, and leveling up the Soul Marble a bit.
Or perhaps he doesn't need it. He may have another form of balance or exhaust.
All right, so now with the Soul Marble on 6 counters, we see Future playing the Dreamer first.
As a third Dreamer.
We see the Inductocopter bot attack. 2 resources still available for him. Knocking
And
Cyrus
gets a
down.
4th robot. Well, that's... Actually, that is a worker bot that is randomly transformed into a worker bot.
It is random. That happens sometimes. So we see Cyrus going for the champion power here on Druze Walker. He says, okay, I'm going to put Hope Heart Unicorn out there to protect me if I need it. And attack with the Druze because he doesn't have a choice there. Must attack every turn that it is in play. Future still at 20 health. Says, okay, I'm going to go ahead and take it. And Cyrus plays another unicorn and passes the turn back.
And now here's
So
the
this is
dangerous thing.
yeah, some real damage coming through because of this marble.
Yeah, the marble goes up to 8. Future can definitely turn it all the way on now.
Soul Marble, of course, when it reaches 10 counters, becomes either Soul Armaments or Soul Cavalry. Soul Armaments, in this case, gives all of his troops +2/+2, and Steadfast and Spell Shield.
Yeah, looks like Future does decide to go with the Soul Armaments option this time as well. Also, having Vigilance for all of his troops is nice, so he's able to attack in. He says, okay, I will go ahead and attack. He keeps the
Steadfast?
respec this time.
I mean, steadfast, right?
Yes. Yes, did I say the wrong one there? He does
I
have
think you said steadfast. I'm pretty sure you did.
Okay.
I think I did, but I could be wrong.
But anyhow,
Cyrus is pointed out with his cursor that his opponent does have 5 resources. What does that signify? What is Cyrus thinking? He does have 2 unicorns. He has the ability to sacrifice one to give all of his troops invincible this turn, which would effectively block and prevent all of that damage. Inducticopter Bot can't be blocked at this point. It's flight, so that's 3 damage going through. He's going to double block the Electroid.
It's pretty much what he can do at this point. Obviously,
And
unblockable
Dreamer
in
can't be
flight.
blocked.
the only card that I could see Cyrus thinking about there would be the Time Ripple. in that
Mastery
spot.
of Time.
Yeah, Mastery of Time. It's going to be bad news here. Let's see, that is not quite guaranteed yet. Although, amusingly enough, we see the Tower Hulk generated this time. Oftentimes, when Tower Hulk is created from Reese, it goes directly to the grave. But this time, because
Ouch.
of Soul Armaments, it stays around. But we see another Mastery of Time, and that is going to be the end of the game. Yeah, Dreamer with multiple Masteries already had Reese in play as well, too. It's pretty difficult for Cyrus to do anything else at that point.